let's test out some audio here. I'm only slightly coughing less than before, so hopefully the stream will be a little bit more bearable this time. But I apologize if if I have to turn away to cough. So we'll give everyone a couple minutes, and I'll send out a tweet, and then we'll get started here. But how's the volume in the meantime? Is it good? Sounds solid. Can we start with XRP? No. Thank you for asking. I mean, we're going to talk about XRP because it's going crazy. It's really funny, man. XRP took off like 5 minutes after I finished my stream, and I was telling everyone to buy, and I didn't even get a chance to buy it when it was like 27 cents. So kind of bummed about that, but I'm like furiously buying it on the dips here because I think it just has so much upside on it. Actually, fuck it. Let's talk about XRP first. Okay, but like I said, let's give everyone a couple minutes to get in, and then we'll get started. Whoa, that's not what I want. Excuse me. Coughing all over the place. Yeah, I'm not really sure why my thumbnails keep fucking up, but we're gonna roll with it. We got about 60 people. Let's wait until we get about 75. Maybe I don't have to like repeat myself, and then we'll get rolling. Once we hit 75, we'll get started. So just hang out until then. Hey Schmitty, hope you're feeling better. I'm feeling a lot better. I was running like a decently high fever for a few days, and now I'm just like fighting off some sort of like chest cold. So not the best for streaming, but there's a lot of really good stuff breaking out right now. So all right, we got 75. Let's go ahead and get started. Someone requested that we start with XRP. We can do that. I'm feeling it. Okay, so let's let's start on the macro view. Let's get rid of Bollinger Bands right now. And we see it is just going on a fucking rip, no pun intended. Ripple is going on a rip right now, and it is just breaking out very strongly out of this trading range here. I mean, it's just been climbing furiously the past couple of days. It's tripled in price, right? When I did my stream 2 days ago, it was on Monday. When I did my stream on, it was either Monday or Tuesday, I forget. I was saying, you know, it was like 27 cents at the time, and I was saying, you guys should really get on buying this. it looks ripe for a breakout of the trading range. And then like literally within 5 minutes of me saying that, after I closed out the stream, it just took off. I mean, not because of me, obviously, but just because it was so primed for a breakout. And I think this has so much upside to it. If we compare percentage-wise, right, the percent growth from when it accumulated last to the previous all-time high, right, we saw a 7,300% growth. Let's say we conservatively do about half of that, right? What's 35% growth on 27 cents? I mean, you guys can do the math on that. It's a lot more than 78 cents is right now. So in my opinion, right now is still a very quote unquote cheap price for Ripple. And I think it just, especially once Coinbase adds Ripple to their platform, it's going to do very well. Personally, like, Ripple's a really great coin to to get your coins to get your store of value between exchanges. And it's about time that that GDAX adds it to their platform. So Ripple's going to do very well. Okay, and if we're looking at the Bollinger Bands here, since we're going to do some live trading with it, I'm looking to obviously get in a long position. I'm not going to try to short Ripple. That would be a fucking foolish effort to do that. So if we look at the Bollinger Bands here on the 60-minute, it looks like we might be approaching a local top here, like maybe get some sideways consolidation. But me and a bunch of guys from the trading community went long right around here, around 45 cents, because I identified the 60-minute Bollinger Band squeeze here, and it broke out, and I woke up to some very nice profit on this one. Closed it a little early. I didn't anticipate it breaking out of this 1 hour Bollinger Band. Closed it around 71 cents, but still that was like a 40% profit just overnight. And Ripple's going to be it's going to be one hell of a ride. If you're just now getting in and you're wary of it, I believe it has a lot of upside left on it. So currently, I'm looking to go long. I'm looking to add to my position. I'm currently holding some of the coin. I'm holding some XRP, but I also want to get a margin position open. So I'm looking to add, but I'm also looking to go margin long. I think if we look at the 30-minute Bollinger Bands, they're still expanding, which is kind of nice if you're already in a position. And then the 15 minutes are kind of doing this like hourglass shape here, where they kind of squeezed and then they didn't. And the volume looks good. So it's totally possible we could get another little shove out of this, but I think we might have reached a little bit of a local top, and we might do some sideways consolidation. Maybe even, hopefully, I'm hoping it'll pull back because I want to get in a little bit cheaper, but hoping it'll pull back a little bit. But at the very least, I'm looking to get to buy right around this 1 hour midline, and as the candles move upward, I'm going to keep an eye out on the BBW. This is the BBW here, the Bollinger Band width. And I'm going to keep an eye out, wait for it to start rounding, and then look to buy the bottom of the retracement when it comes. That's most likely going to come around the 1 hour midline. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, what else? Neo is doing very well. I neglected to talk about that the last stream, and it really took off. Neo is doing very well right now. It's up how much? I think when I did my stream, it bottomed out at 36 cents, and it topped out yesterday at 51. So Neo's gonna be a really great contender. It accumulated for a very long period of time here too. If we look at the 12-hour candles, maybe even look at the 6-hour. That might be better. We see we're in this trading range here, and we're just now breaking out of it. This being the trading range. God damn it. This being the trading range here. And you can see we're breaking out of it now. And we're testing the upper limits of the trading range, but I think Neo is going to go on a ride too. So, especially with these higher time scale Bollinger Bands, they're squeezing very nicely. even the 1 day squeeze. So I think NEO has a lot of long-term upside left in its future. Wouldn't be surprised to see it hit $100, given how long it accumulated and how tightly these 1 day Bollinger Bands squeezed. So keep an eye out for NEO as well. Okay, OMG. I think OMG is a sleeper right now. I think it's still accumulating, but it has a lot of upside. You see here, it's in this trading range. These are 6-hour candles. So if we look at the Bollinger Bands here, if we look at the trading range here, we see we're very well confined in here, waiting for it to break this upper limit right in here, this whole little band right here. I'll draw it out for you guys. Waiting for it to break into this zone right in here. And once it breaks into this zone, we got to keep an eye on it and see how it reacts to support here. Because this, if it breaks out and comes back down, we could see a nice buy opportunity right on here. So keep an eye out on OMG, but it's consolidating really nicely. And if we look at the higher time scales, actually I take that back. Let's see, what does the 3-day look like? Yeah, 3-day has a nice squeeze on it. Like, look at these 3-day B bands here. So it's having a slow rise, which is nice. And I think it's going to have a lot of upside in the next coming weeks and months. So OMG is another one to keep an eye on. What is another one? We'll talk about Bitcoin Cash in a minute because I'm very excited about Bitcoin Cash here. What is this? Let's go ETC. I think ETC is going to be a great one as well. So ETC has been flirting with a breakout of this trading range for a while now. It's tried it 1, 2, 3 times. 3 signs of strength here. And it wants to break out. It wants to so badly. So ETC and OMG are looking very similar right now. They want to break out of their trading ranges. There could be a nice buy here. They're trending upward, which is nice. They're trending upward here. We could see a nice breakout for ETC. And what's very promising with ETC is if we look at ETC, BTC, the Bitcoin pair, it's making this nice double bottom here. Here. Had a bit of a retracement last night, but that's all right. Retracement never killed anybody. We see a nice double bottom here. It's called an Adam and Eve. Oops, Adam and Eve double bottom. So here's Adam, here's Eve, and here's the double bottom here. It's got a pretty substantial price target. Once it actually does break the neckline here, here's a neckline. Ish. You could argue this is the neckline, but I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive and say this is the neckline at 0.002. What is that? 20k satoshis, and 20k. Or is that 2,000? I can't really see it from here. So ETC, BTC is going to be a really great buy. Has yet to break out, but it's trying. It's really trying hard to break out, and I think once it does, it's going to go on a nice rip as well. What else? Bcash. Let's talk about some Bcash. Okay, so let's look at the 1 day. This is really great. So if you look at the 1 day candles for Bcash, and yes, I'm calling it Bcash because I don't give a shit about calling it Bitcoin Cash. We see here, this is what's the most promising for Bitcoin Cash right now, is that we see consolidated B bands here and keep in mind these are 1 day candles. We see very clean consolidated B bands here, right in here. It's called the squeeze, right? And now we're breaking out of the squeeze, which coincides with a massive bull pennant here, right in here, which has a price target of about $3,200. That's the initial price target. I think it has a lot more upside than that. But you can see here it had a very strong run last night. It retraced and tested the trading range here. I'm sorry. Wait. Where did my line go? Retested the trading range here. Okay, sorry. So you see here the upper boundary of the trading range right here with this blue line. This blue line right here. So it broke out, had a sign of strength here, and it retraced as sign of strengths often do to the BUEC, back up to the edge of the creek. And now it's ready to launch off again off the top of the trading range, which is currently in the process of doing. Having a little bit of a struggle, but long-term upside I think is huge for Bitcoin Cash. Okay, Bitcoin Cash, keeping a close eye on that, especially in the ratio. The Bitcoin Cash to Bitcoin ratio looks very solid right now. Wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of capital shifting from Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash via the ratio. All right, let's take some questions here. Is ETC another imminent moon? Already talked about that. 33-cent Neo, not sure what you mean. BTC B-band squeezing on 4 hours. Okay. Bcash is getting added to, yeah. So this is the other thing, is that Bcash is getting added to Coinbase. Word on the street is, I'm inclined to believe the word on the street, and when that does, that's going to bring an entire new set of eyes to the market. And I think that this is going to be, I think the prices right now for Bitcoin Cash are potentially going to be, you know, the stuff that people were talking about Bitcoin at the beginning of the year, how they were like, man, $1,200 Bitcoin, like this is the top, and then it rallies to $17,000. Would not be at all be surprised to see Bitcoin Cash do the same thing. Yeah, so we're getting a little bit of pullback on XRP. Nice. Gonna keep a close eye on this one because I want to get in on the action for XRP. Someone's saying that Bitcoin Cash is only being added to sell. I don't know how true that is. I don't think they've actually announced what they're gonna formally do with it, but I know it's being added. I don't know why they would have it to only sell. That doesn't sound like it would make much sense. Thoughts on Digibyte? What is the symbol for Digibyte? I'll take a look at Digibyte. I just need it. I don't know what the symbol is. IOTA is another one that looks very primed for a breakout. It's in a massive bull pennant right now. You see here, it's got a pull length of like $4. And if IOTA breaks north of here, it could see $10. Or not $10, but $8. Pretty crazy, right? Oh, apparently they have articles where they're saying they're only going to support withdrawals. Okay. Either way, I still think it's a good thing for Bitcoin Cash. Digibyte is DGB. Okay, let's get DGB. Let me find a window that I'm not really using. I'm using them all. Damn it, there's too many fucking coins. Okay. DGB. DGB. Jesus Christ. Alright. Digibyte Bitcoin. Ugh. What the hell is that? Oh, I think I remember looking at this a couple streams ago. If I remember correctly, it's breaking out of an accumulation zone. Yeah. So DGB is breaking out of its trading range. Looks like it bottomed out on the USD pair. Yeah, it could be a good buy. Oh, I also want to talk to you guys about Siacoin. Thanks to whoever brought up Siacoin to me a couple streams ago, I bought it and it's been doing really well. I'll pull that up. But yeah, DGB looks like it might have bottomed out here, and it's on its markup campaign. So DGB looks pretty solid right now. Let's do Siacoin right now because I'm pretty excited about this guy. I usually don't invest in like low market cap coins, but Siacoin was a fun little gamble. It was like the equivalent of like my scratch off. I'm gonna go into a gas station and throw a few bucks at a scratch off and see if I win big. So I'm treating this the same way. So you see here that it's resting on top of the last point of supply, which is very bullish. And it looks like it's about to begin its market campaign. So Siacoin could be a nice buy right now as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see it make a new all-time high given how large this trading range is. Or not a new all-time high, but a new high before it's, I don't know, what is the all-time high for Siacoin? Is it this? I wouldn't be surprised to see it go that high again. That wouldn't surprise me at all. You guys want me to look at Litecoin USD? Holy shit, look at those Bollinger Bands. Jesus. Ooh, Litecoin's going down. Okay. So Litecoin looks like it's breaking south out of a 120-minute squeeze for the Bollinger Bands, which doesn't really bode well for it. I mean, what can you really expect? It fucking went up to $420 in like 3 days. So, I mean, you have to expect some pullback, right? It's not just going to go up forever. Let's make this a little darker. Okay, so let's see. How are we looking on the fib levels? So we see some pretty decent fib levels here. Might get a pullback to the 61% here. Maybe even retest this little dip here. This 120-minute squeeze says that it's likely going to have a sustained down move, though. You know, we might see a 78% retracement on this. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. I mean, it had a huge growth. Like, what do you expect, you know? Litecoin's never really been one to have sustained move upwards. It has strong moves, but it doesn't usually sustain them upwards. So it's not usually in Litecoin's character. It's a very hypey coin with a decent market cap. How many coins do you feel comfortable holding at any given time? So right now I'm currently holding, how many am I holding right now? I'm holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm holding 7 at the moment, and I feel totally fine with it. It really just depends on what the markets are looking like right now. I think it's important not to be overextended, but I also think it's important to not overexpose your risk by putting all your eggs in a couple of baskets. You want to diversify your risk, but you also want to diversify your profit too, right? So, you know, I think that's a personal preference that, like, I'm not really going to be able to answer for everyone, you know? How much are you worried that imminent BTC price will affect all these great alt setups? Yeah, so I'm a little worried about it, but not super worried enough that I'm not bag holding at the moment. Because I think whatever these altcoins are doing, the ones that are in accumulation right now, and even the ones that have broken out into the market phase, I think they'll be short-term affected by any potential Bitcoin pullback, but not enough that that they won't continue their rise upward. So, you know, even if Bitcoin does pull back, I'm most likely just going to hold them anyway, because I think that they'll resume their uptrend, and via the ratio they'll have a nice spring on the stopping points whenever Bitcoin goes down or bounces and goes down, bounces, things like that. You know. Which 7 are you holding? I'm currently holding Neo, Neo, Bitcoin Cash, OMG, XRP, Ethereum Classic, a small amount of Bitcoin to buy on the ratios, and some Siacoin, and that's about it. Better gains from selling when high / buying on a dip or holding? Not really sure what you're asking there, Ryan. What's your favorite exchange? Right now, my favorite exchange is Bitfinex. It has one of the better UIs. It's very responsive, and it has a high liquidity, so you know, it has everything I'm looking for. I also hear really good things about BitMEX. You just have to be very careful with your risk management on BitMEX because you can get liquidated pretty quickly. But in terms of like using their UI, I hear really good things about it. You guys want me to look at Ether? Got a lot of stuff on here from previous charting. Okay, so it's very likely that Ether has reached a local top here. If we're looking at the 6-hour candles, we see the Bollinger Bands are rounding out, which means that decreased volatility in the upward direction is likely. And if we move to the 12-hour candles, we see that they're starting to round out. So we might have a local top here. It doesn't really seem interested in pulling back, which is great for the Ether guys. But what I'm mostly interested in isn't actually the Ether USD pair. It's the Ether Bitcoin pair, because it's going through an accumulation phase right now. So this is where I think your eyes should be for those who are interested in how Ether is going to perform versus Bitcoin, which is where anyone should really be looking, because as you know, Ether likes to pull back when Bitcoin pulls back, and but sometimes it varies. Like, is it going to pull back hard? Is it going to pull back softly? Is it going to bounce? Is it going to continue downward? And all that information is going to be revealed in the Ether Bitcoin ratio. So right now we see, let me get rid of these Bollinger Bands here. We see a nice trading range on the ratio here, and let me pull up my pen. So, you know, in my trading group, we all identified this test below the trading range as a nice buy opportunity in here, and I actually went long right at 0.03, sold at about 0.0, I think it's 4.6 is where I sold for some nice profit. So I didn't really get the top, but pretty fucking close to it, because you see this line right here, 45, but I sold it right in there. And that was just playing with the Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands told me when it was a good time to sell. And we see here we have 2 creeks, so 1 creek, 2 creek, And we're going to need another injection of volume to jump this creek here. But wouldn't be surprised to see it test the lower boundary of the trading range before continuing upward. But I think it's onward and upward for Bitcoin, for Ether. And that's going to come via the ratio. And you see a shitload of volume coming in via the ratio here. So that means a lot of people from Bitcoin, rather than selling to USD, they're going to sell their Bitcoin for Ether because it's very cheap right now. It's at historic support levels from like months ago. And right now is a good buying season via the ratio here. So keep an eye on the ratio. And you might want to jot down this little trading range I have here because it has very good support and resistance levels that you should keep an eye on. So do you guys have any questions about this trading range here? I think this is very telling. It's going to be a very bullish season for Ether once everything with Bitcoin gets sussed out. Can you explain how to use Bollinger Bands to give you a sol signal? No, I'm not going to go into that right now, but if you're curious in learning those techniques, you should join my trading community at bitcoinschmicoin.com, where you'll be educated on how to develop these trading ranges and identify really great buying opportunities, like the ones, you know, like earlier when I said I bought at 0.03. Like, how did I know that? Well, if you want to learn how to do that, go to bitcoinschmicoin.com and join the community that we got developed there. Could you look at GNT? What is GNT? What is that? Is that gold? GNT? Yeah, we can look at GNT. What, GNT USD? Oh, Jesus. What is this coin? Gin and tonic? Yeah. Oh, you're already in the trading community? Well, you know, if you're interested in learning how to trade the Bollinger Bands, we have an entire wiki devoted to trading Bollinger Bands. Someone can direct you to that, or you can just check it out under the wiki section and the trading strategies. There's a lot of really great resources for different trading techniques with Bollinger Bands, or I can just help you out yourself, you know, myself, but it just depends on what your preference is. GNT. I don't know. I don't really I don't really see a whole lot here. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about this. What else do you guys want to look at? Strat. Okay, we can look at Strat. What is Strat? Stratis, right? Okay, let's look at the USD pair first. Oh, look at that. Okay. Stratis looks pretty clean. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. I'm gonna get some water. I'm like, my throat is so dry right now. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Sorry. I had to get a big ass glass of water because I'm just dying right now. Okay. XRP is breaking up again? Come on, man. Give me a chance to buy. Fuck. Okay. Oh, what were we looking at? Where'd it go? Okay. Wait, this is Ether. Strat? Did I mess up my charts? Oh, yeah, okay. Whatever. Okay, so Stratis actually looks pretty good. This looks very clean. This is a very nice trading range here. And it looks like it's trying to break out. So this is a really great looking trading range here. So we see the upper boundary of the trading range here. Something like that. We got a buying climax here. We got a selling climax. I'm sorry, automatic reaction here. We have a secondary test. Secondary test here. A bit of a spring. Okay, to shake out those guys. And we see the jump across the creek, and now we're sitting at a sign of strength as it's going to test the breakout of this trading range in here. So Stratis could see a nice markup phase here. It's currently sitting at 955. Could be a really great markup campaign in Stratis' future. Wow, could be a really great hold. I'm noticing you tend to look more at USD ratios. Why is that? I always see people looking more at BTC ratios. I look at both, but I feel like the USD ratio gives you see a different signal when you look at the USD ratios. So you got to look at both sides of the coin. But I look at the USD ratio because you might not even see that this is going through accumulation. So if you look at Stratis BTC, for example, which I might be proven wrong here. Yeah, like you look at this and you might not necessarily even know that this is going through accumulation, because the Stratis BTC is kind of like a dirty little signal going on here. But if you look at Stratis USD, it's clear as day that this is accumulation, like textbook accumulation here. So you don't always get the clean signals on BTC. Man, XRP, you're killing me. Let's see, what is XRP doing? Because I'm really interested to get in on some more of this long action. I regret closing my long at 71 cents. Damn. Okay. Oops. 30. Ah, they're still expanding. Shit. 15, 5. What does the 5 look like? 5 are rounding out. Okay, so we might be nearing a top here. Okay. Might just be getting a little bit of a shove. 5 minutes are rounding out. That looks promising for some consolidation. Maybe some sideways movement. Let's see. 15. 15 never really consolidated, so we got to keep an eye on these 5-minute Bollinger Bands here. We see a lot of, so here's a little pro tip here, guys. So we see a lot of volume going into this one candle, but it has a very narrow spread, which means there's a lot of supply here, and it's almost equal to demand. So this is a good indication that a top is nearing, because the effect of the buys coming into the market aren't really moving the price. So if you're looking at like a scale of like supply versus demand, right now they're kind of equal to each other. And when you have supply greater than demand, the price goes down. And when you have demand greater than supply, the price goes up. So when you see a lot of volume like this and very little price movement here, the candle spread is very narrow. It's usually a sign that we're starting to reach an equilibrium point between supply and demand here. So, a quick short might be good here. Starting to position yourself for a long would be a good opportunity here, especially because we see the 5-minute Bollinger Bands are still rounding out here, and we're seeing a lot of volume but very little. It's this whole idea of effort versus result, and right now we're not getting a whole lot of result for a high amount of effort, so got to keep an eye on this guy. Check 4-hour Bollinger Bands. Okay. So why am I looking at 4-hour Bollinger Bands? Yeah, so we see some sells starting to come in right on cue. I might, if I'm feeling risky, I might look to open up a quick little short here with a tight stop loss. A stop loss being around the upper Bollinger Band. Because like I said, we're seeing a lot of effort, very little result here as it climbs up with these high peaks and volumes. So let's go ahead and set a, let's try to do a quick short here. Let's do a quick short, see what happens. Yeah, this looks like a nice opportunity here. Okay, so here we go. Let's go short. Look for an entry around the top of this previous candle. So we'll set it for point. Oh wait, there's a huge price discrepancy between Poloniex. Sorry, I'm charting. By the way, I'm charting Poloniex here because it has a higher, I believe it has a higher market cap or has a higher trade volume than Bitfinex, which is what I trade on. So I'm actually going to set my sell a little higher. Man, Bitfinex keeps giving me this thing where it times me out. It's being such a little piece of shit right now. What values do I have for Bollinger Bands? These are just default settings. 20 close to. All right, so let's look for a quick short here. So if it triggers my short, then sweet. If not, then no harm, no foul, whatever. No, I'm not. So someone's asking, he thought I was using modified Bollinger Bands. No, I was playing around with them for a while, and but I found the default to be just plenty fine for me. So. Okay. So let's wait, see if it hits. If not, cool. That's fine too. What else? What are we looking at here? What's BCH doing? BCH still retesting here, get a nice opportunity to buy some cheaper BCH before it continues upward, so that's nice for all you guys who missed the breakout yesterday. Let's look at Ether, Bitcoin. That's what I want in that window. Memes of production. Wait, you're shorting XRP? You thought there was lots of room. There is lots of room, but I also think there's an opportunity for a very quick short here. And I'm a gambler, so I'm going to take it. You see it's starting to pull back just a little bit. I mean, I might be proven wrong and it might just continue upward, but I see some signs that it might be nearing a little local top and it might be a nice opportunity to enter a short. So I'm going to jump on it. Yeah, you see it's starting to pull back a little bit here. I'm gonna short it for like a couple. Ah, damn! I think I might have missed my my sell. See, it's starting to pull back now. Oh, nice. Okay, just got a notification. My short just got triggered, and let's see. Nothing crazy. Small little short, but enough for me to have a little fun with. And then once it bottoms out, I'm gonna close it, take that profit, and immediately buy XRP with it. So that's gonna be the move here. All right, so a little bit of volume on this candle. Let's see. We'll keep an eye on it. Okay, got my stop loss set. I got my position situated. So we'll see. I'm at break even right now. Let's take a look at Bitcoin in the meantime. So, I want to talk about something that I'm kind of confused about here. So a lot of people are drawing similarities to a couple trends that we've seen. So one trend being right here, the previous 10K trend. Let's make this black so we can see it better. This 10K trend here, and the other trend being right here. Right, so this is our 10K trend, 10K, and here's our 17K trend, right? And a lot of people are saying that this looks just like this, right in here. And while I can kind of see what they're talking about, I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't agree with it for a couple of things, for a couple of reasons. One, in that we see consolidating volume in this little area here, which we don't really see here. It's very flat. We see peaks in volume, right? We also don't really see it consolidating just below the high like we did here, right? It's not consolidating just below the high. It's actually trending downward a little bit. It's trending downward, and the volume's actually picking up a little bit. You can see the peaks in the cells are getting higher as we get lower and lower. So, you know, if you're trying to go long on here, you know, play with the opportunity that this might not break north. So make sure you're managing your stop losses very well on here, because this could very well go back down. Just thought I'd throw that out there as a PSA so you guys don't get burned in the event that it goes south. So Don't say I didn't warn you. Ether Bitcoin continuing to march back downward. Yeah, I just made a new low. Okay. I'm anticipating it, retesting this 0.038 value right in here. Wouldn't be surprised to see that. Ether's pushing down a little bit, nothing crazy. 2 hours starting to consolidate, 60-minute expanding a little bit. My cat wants to know what it means to short. Can't tell if you are trolling or not. So I'm not going to respond to that. What's your view on Bitcoin versus BCH? Shall the dragon be slain? Probably. Probably. Oh, come on, XRP. Don't do me like this. I got that short. I'm betting on you, bro. But the volume's actually decreasing now, so that's hopeful for my little short that I got open. Let's see. So we see decreasing volume with the push upward, meaning that demand is going. I'm just free thinking with you guys. So if typically whenever you see price going up, a volume going down, this means that demand. Ooh, that was horrible. Demand is decreasing. That's what that means. And vice versa, if you see price going down and volume going down, that means that supply is decreasing. So we're seeing decreasing volume as we're continuing to move upward. The candle spread is narrowing. I feel confident staying in this short for right now. Does a stop loss essentially liquidate your position? Yes. Can you talk in general about best practices for day trading in terms of percent gain goals and risk management? No, I'm not going to talk about that. But if you're interested in learning how to do that, you should check out my trading community where we talk about that regularly at bitcoinschmicoin.com, where you're more than welcome to up your trading game in that way. But I'm not going to talk about that on the stream. That's not something I'm going to do. What I mean is what I mean is not leveraging XRP for the short, or did you do a straight sell? What? What conservative estimate should we have for XRP? It's insane. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to see $1 XRP at this rate by the end of the day. It's going crazy. Does rep USD look like accumulation? Well, let's find out. Rep USD. If I remember correctly, it does. So I think someone, yeah, it does. Especially, I think the rep ether looks specifically like accumulation. Yeah, look, it's like found a local bottom, had a little bit of a spring down here. Yeah, I think rep might be ready for a markup phase. Oh, come on, XRP, you're killing me here. I might just close this short. You're pissing me off, bro. Just doesn't want to give up. Dude, when XRP wants to go up, it wants to go up and it doesn't give a shit who says anything. Doesn't care about your opinion, doesn't care about mine. XRP, it giveth and it taketh away very quickly. Okay, so Ether broke below the 2-hour B bands here. What's the 240 minute look like? Yeah, I'm pretty convinced that Ether has a local top here. I wouldn't be surprised to see some sideways consolidating movement, maybe even some retracement. You know, to test support. That wouldn't surprise me to see it go back down to 600 bucks. You know, totally possible. So to get into your community/Discord, you have to pay $99 for 1 month. Yes, that is correct. I need to figure out target for this XLM rocket that just took off. Any thoughts? Is XLM rallying right now? What is XLM? XLM. XLM. Oh, geez. Very aggressive rocket. You weren't kidding. Okay. Oh, I'm very zoomed in. Oh, this looks like dog shit of a trend, though. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, I see it. Okay. So there's actually, man, so many of these coins are breaking out of accumulation right now. I think the majority of them, most of us are going to look at them in a month and be like, man, I'm really kicking myself for not buying them. So here's a trading range, right? Here's a spring, sign of strength, and it rebounded off the trading range. So XLM has entered into its markup phase, and it's got some. I think it's got a lot of upside to it. This is the Bitcoin. What is it? This is the Bitcoin. XLM USD. Oh, this is Lumen. That's right. God damn it, fucking Lumen. Okay. So it's breaking out of a 4-hour Bollinger Band squeeze here. I wouldn't be surprised to see it pull back a little bit, just to get back inside the Bollinger Bands. That wouldn't shock me. But in terms of price target, I have no idea. This isn't really like trending super well in terms of price target growth. I would just keep an eye on the Bollinger Bands, the ones that govern the breakout. So that would be my advice for those of you that are trading lumens. So you doubled the price, or why does a comment say it was the best $50 he could have spent? I don't know why it says it's the best $50 they ever spent. And I didn't double the price. I 5 times the price. It used to be $20, but you know, to remain competitive, to remain competitive in this market, I marked up my price because I feel like it's worth it. I mean, no one's forcing you to join, but I think for those that have joined, I think they're getting their money's worth already. But, you know, no one's making you join. You don't have to. It's totally fine. For the longest time, my community was only $20. And for those that supported me early on, they got a discount, and they will always get a discount because they supported me early on. And so I'm giving them a $20 membership indefinitely. And not only that, but like the trading community also offers, you know, if you're actually adamant about doing this, like we have an affiliation code that if you get someone to join, you get 20% of their membership. So if you get one person to join, you get $20 a month. So you know, I'm trying to give back to you guys as much as possible. I mean, I give out a lot of free content too, so I'm not really sure how that's that surprising that I charge that much. Oh, there we go. All right, beautiful pullback. Thank God. 84 cents. My tiny Ether, or my tiny XRP short was starting to sweat. Okay. I knew it was going to pull back. It was just a little early. A little premature shortage here. Do you take $100 in Bitcoin? I don't really have a formal system to I don't really have a formal system to do that. So, I mean, I can, but it's just a really big pain in the ass. And I would really prefer people just use either Stripe or PayPal to do it. Also, here's the other thing too, is if you get 3 months like bundled into one, it actually drops the membership down to like $80 a month or something like that. There we go. Beautiful pullback. Beautiful pullback. Beautiful pullback. You should take payment in BCH. Dude, I really should. Honestly, I would prefer payment in BCH over Bitcoin. There we go. I knew this shit was going to pull back. All right. Someone sponsor me? I mean, dude, honestly, you don't need to be sponsored to join the group. You can just join the group and then make that much money with it. Honestly, if you're in my trading community and you're not making at least $150 to $100 a month, I'm shocked. I'm just absolutely shocked, and you should talk to me so we can remedy that, because that is a failure on my part if that's what's happening. Honestly, like, I keep the price that low, and $100, believe it or not, is low. It is very low for what you actually get out of my community. So, like, if you're not making your membership back within the first month, you need to talk to me so we can figure out and brainstorm and like understand like where the flaws are in your trading strategy that we can remedy, because that should not be the case. should be making $100 with the free content. Yeah, I feel the same way. That's why I don't really have a problem charging what I charge. How far back could XRP reasonably pull? Okay, good question. So right now the 5-minute B band say we got a top. We got some people taking profit. I don't think this is the last stop on the way down. You see here the XRP really likes to do this thing where it fakes a local top and then it rides up and it just rides these B bands until it pulls back hard. And it kind of bounces around until it settles back down. So realistically, conservatively, I would be looking to re-enter on the lower B band here. So the B band is going to rise, and as it rises, you move your stop. I'm sorry, your limit order up with the price. Because we had such a strong move, I wouldn't be surprised to see it go sideways for a little bit and hit the bottom 15-minute B band after the consolidation. That wouldn't surprise me at all. So I'm not looking for, like, my strategy is one of it's a relative strategy. It's not based on absolutes really. I trade the trading range, which are absolute values, but when I trade Bollinger Bands, like when I'm actually doing active trades, not like accumulating for collateral and bag holding, I'm trading the Bollinger Band. So as this thing moves up, I'm setting my buys along this Bollinger Band as it moves up, and as the new candle gets printed, I move my buys. So do you play any video games in your free time? Yeah, dude. I usually whenever it's a slow market, I stream video games while I'm watching the market and waiting. Like usually when the market isn't this good, I'm streaming video games while I wait for the market to get good. Like if I think a move is gonna happen, I'll throw on the video game, I'll stream it, and I'll throw the chart on the video game too. So you know, like it'll be like I'll be playing PUBG over here, and I'll have the chart in the bottom left corner, just waiting for it to make a move. And once it makes a move, I'll minimize the game, and we'll do some live trading along with the games. So what's the difference in time frames, like 15-minute and 30-minute? Well, 30-minute is double what 15-minute is. I'm not really sure what you're asking. Can you be more specific with that question? Do Bollinger Bands use Fibonacci somehow? No, Bollinger Bands. So Bollinger Bands, I think Bollinger Bands are one of the most powerful tools for crypto because it's so volatile, and that's what Bollinger Bands are specialized in. So the way Bollinger Bands are constructed is they take a moving average. In this case, the default setting is a 20 moving average, and it does 2 standard deviations above and below it to make this little envelope, this set of bands, right? And what it is it's supposed to forecast volatility by using standard deviations of the moving average. So when you have you see that the majority of the trend is contained within the Bollinger Bands, which is great because then that gives you high confidence in buying on the lows and selling on the highs, because you can tell when forecasted volatility is at a high or at a low based on if the bands are expanding or decreasing. So if the bands are widening, right? So if you see a little birth canal opening up right here, right? You see a squeeze. You see the Bollinger Bands expanding. This usually means upward movement or downward movement is coming. And when the bands are rounding out, you see here the rounding out. You can see here on the Bollinger Band with the rounding out. That means the upward volatility is likely dying down. And so that's time to exit your margin position or whatever you're doing, right? And start to look for a buy. And so the buys are usually very nice around the midline and the lower Bollinger Band. And since they move, the Bollinger Bands are dynamic. As the price you know, makes these new candles and it moves around, you know, goes up and down. The Bollinger Bands are going to slowly creep up. So you want to set your buys along the lower Bollinger Band based on whatever time frame you're trading. So that's Bollinger Band trading in a nutshell. I'll be right back, guys. I want to get some more water. I'm dying right now. Jeez. All right, sorry about that. In other news, my my little Ripple shorts crushing it right now. Up 5.1% right now. Not bad for a quick short. How's XRP BTC doing? I got a long on that as well. Ooh, should have taken profit on that. That's all right. Open. Where did I open that? 369. Yeah, I opened that like way down here, so not too worried about that guy. I'm sure it's just gonna consolidate sideways, and then watch like a big fucking red candle just gonna wipe through my position. Wait, what do I use? Do I actually use Bittrex for some reason? I should really chart that on Poloniex, huh? Not really sure why I chose to use Bittrex. What other altcoins do you think will have a solid market phase soon? So I actually have a giant list of them. If you go into the Discord, this is for memes of production. If you go into the Discord and you look under Wyckoff watch list, I've got a pretty long list of them with charts and everything. So also I just did a stream on it a couple days ago, so you might want to check out that stream so I don't just have to rehash everything I just talked about. Do you offer private sessions to members of your community? Yeah, I offer private sessions to anyone. You know, they're just you just got to hit me up for that, and we'll talk about the price on it. Ooh, the little XRP short, 7%, not bad. Bitcoin, Ether's still continuing to pull back here. Curious about any new ones? Yeah, I've got a few that I've been keeping an eye on, but I'll tell you outside of the stream. I gotta keep some stuff private for the group, right? Don't want to give away all the secrets. What is probably the best exchange for US without using a VPN? Kraken blows right now. Man, yeah, that's a problem. I mean, Poloniex is good for Bitcoin pairs. You can also check out Bittrex, but right now the U.S. market sucks balls right now. Like even GDAX sucks now. There's just so many like newcomers to the game. It's just flooding all the markets. Definitely would recommend staying off Kraken. If you like keeping your money, don't trade on Kraken. That is the biggest pile of shit known to crypto. Ever use clouds when trading? I used to use clouds. I'm just not the best at them. And for the way that I trade, which is a combination of Bollinger Bands with Wyckoff accumulation phases, I'm sorry, Wyckoff market cycles, the Itchy Cloud just doesn't really fit into my toolkit at the moment. So I've kind of put it on the side for right now. Kraken is the shit. This guy says, Kraken is the shit. I would have never made that much money if it didn't stop me from trading. Yeah, that's the joke, right? Is that Kraken took away stop losses, but they decreased the quality of their servers. So the built-in stop loss is that they just time you out. Yeah, such a piece of shit. Any stats on being a member of the community? Um, what do you mean by stats? Did you trade anything before crypto? No, I all the trading I've learned, I taught myself in the crypto markets. I.e., 97% of our members have received 7 bajillion% ROI. No, I mean, I probably should keep figures like that, but I try not to pry into people's business. So, I mean, there's a ton of people that are in the community that are in the chat right now. You can just ask them. I mean, some of you guys speak up. You tell him what your ROIs have been. Probably half the people in this chat are in my community. They're just hanging out, listening on the side. So some of you guys speak up. You tell him, I don't know what your ROI is. BCH is looking a bit like a bull flag right now. It's interesting. do you think of Bitstamp? I've never used Bitstamp, so I have no idea. I mean, it's an old exchange, so it seemed to be doing something right. Right? Where do you trade these days? I trade on Bitfinex. I was talking to, going back to the question of like the ROI for some of the members. I was talking to I'm not going to name him who he is, but I was talking to one of the other larger or one of the more active traders in the community, and he was saying he started with this is obviously going to be one of the more extremes, but he started with about $8,000 over the summer, and he's turned that into something like $250,000 or something crazy like that, like something ridiculous like that. So, you know, we've had a lot of really great success stories like there. Not everyone's going to be that way. I'm not going to lie to you and say that you're just going to make money when you join the community, but if you're willing to put in the work, the opportunity is there for sure. Can you take a look at Vertcoin? Sure. ETC. Whoa. Oh, I'm on a 15-minute chart. Man, Vertcoin's been very choppy, but it looks like it's consolidating. You can see the volume decreasing as it goes along the length sideways, so it might be ready for another move upward. It looks like it broke out of a trading range here as well. So it looks like a reaccumulation phase. Wouldn't be surprised to see it mark up even further. I would surely have made a shit ton more if I was a member sooner and ignored that stupid hodl cult. Yeah, those guys are really contagious, aren't they? With their, they're very persistent about holding and how trading is a scam. It's fucking sad, but it is what it is. Have you looked at REQ yet? No. What the hell's REQ? I don't even have that. XLM's still going. Yeah, look at it go. I'm not gonna jump on that. Fuck no. But you guys have a bite on. You guys have fun with that. How's your short doing? It's 5.27% at the moment, so not too bad. Bcash looks like it's ready to mark back up again. It's finding support on the 1 hour midline. I might buy some more here, just to hang on to. This looks pretty good. Might close this XRP short. What's it doing? Is it still moving down? Come on, I want that XRP short to close so I can take that profit and buy some Bitcoin, Bcash with it. ETC buy? Is that a question or a statement? Your sign up page is having issues with PayPal at the moment? Captcha verify keeps looping until it errors out. Really? Interesting. I'll have to talk to my admin about that. What was your day job before crypto? I was an aerospace engineer for about, how many years? 6? For about 6 years. So I'm not sure what's going on with your Captcha issue. It might just be something on your end. I don't really know. Yeah, see, look, that's why I wasn't gonna buy XLM. Look at that fucking pullback. Look at that volume. Was looking to sign up just now. Yeah, if you're using a VPN, you might be getting an issue with Captcha because you're using a VPN, but I have not heard of that being an issue in the past. I mean, you could try using Stripe. I don't really know what to tell you. That's weird. Oh, is your problem that you're a bot? Oh, nice. Getting some more pullback on XRP. Looking good. Update on the XRP short, 7.3% profit right now. Do you use trailing stops? No, but I use stops. I don't really like trailing stops because crypto is so volatile. And since Bitfinex, you can't use percentage trailing stops. You can only use hard trailing stops by like discrete values. I don't really like it. Yeah, I'm gonna scoop up a little bit more BCH here. I think this is a really great point to buy. I think it's gonna mark up. The volume's just trickling out right now, so Let's go BCH USD. Buy a little bit more on this dip. Buy order in. Can you explain once on the rounding out of B bands how to identify the start of the reversal? No, because I just did that. I literally just did that like 30 minutes ago. So you can just scroll back, or you can scrub back through the stream and find that. Oh, Stripe work? Nice. So I should bring you into the welcome lobby of the Discord then. And I think I see you there. Oh, there we go. There's that pullback on XRP I was waiting for. Nice. Okay. Okay. So we got a couple of things we're looking at here. You see, okay, so here's the flip side here of what here's the flip side of what I was talking about with supply versus demand. So we see here that where's my pen? Okay, so we see here that this volume is going down as the price goes down. That means that supply is weakening and demand is starting to take over. So I'm going to look for an exit from a short right in here, probably around the midline if I get super greedy. But I'll have to play it by ear. But overall volume is going down as the price goes down. So it's likely to find a local bottom here. And I'm going to look to close out my short within the next couple minutes. Unless we just see like some raging red candle come flying through the B bands. But and close it at 10% profit. So I can't really complain about that. Quick 10% profit while streaming. Not bad. Yeah, I'm going to close it out. Market, 9.98% profit. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, my BCH buy went through. Sweet. We're good to go. So now I'm going to look for an entry to buy, to actually buy some XRP for my holdings. I'm going to take that profit and immediately flip it into my holdings position here for XRP. That's the strategy there. Did you buy more, Schmidt? No, not yet. I'm waiting to see what it looks like on these lower time frames. I'm gonna set some scaled orders though. Try to get them hit. Okay, so let's set some scaled orders here for few K XRP. There's a lot of construction outside. I apologize about all that noise. Total count. Let's do 5. Jesus, I don't know what the hell they're doing out there, but it's annoying, isn't it? All right, my buys are set, and now we'll have to just sit here and play the waiting game. What's the crypto you most regret? To be honest with you, I don't really regret a lot of things because so my entire trading career thus far has been very short relative to like a lot of these formal traders from like the traditional markets. And you know, I consider all these missed opportunities as like I'm paying for these lessons that I'm learning, because these opportunities in crypto come, you know, they don't come often, and you need to learn how to capitalize on them. So I'm looking at them like I'm paying to educate myself in trading. So I don't really regret a whole lot. Do I set targets for trades? Yeah, of course. I'm always looking for targets. What those targets are vary, of course. It just depends on the trade, obviously. XLM getting a nice little bit of pullback here, pulling back into the B bands. Do you ever discuss some of the tech values that these coins have been founded on? Blockchain, Bitcoin, smart contracts, Ethereum. Yeah, I discuss them sometimes. Thoughts on Neo USD? I talked about Neo at the beginning of the stream, so just scroll back. It was like one of the first ones I talked about. XRP continuing to pull back. Looks like it's going to hit my limit orders here in a second. It's going to start hitting them. XLM continuing to pull back in. Thoughts on ZRX? I already know that it's leaving an accumulation phase right now because someone in the Discord pointed this out. Wait, where is it? Is this right? Yeah, there's like a nice little accumulation zone here. You can see it making this little cut. Yeah, it looks like it's about to break north and start its markup campaign. So ZRX looks good on the Bitcoin pair. All right, first order got triggered for XRP. Nice. Can you talk us through what made you go short on that specific point on XRP, other than it being up 220% over 2 days? Yeah. So it's honestly very simple. So if you look at the 5-minute B bands, I noticed that that the B bands tried to. So I'll draw it out here. It's honestly really a lot more straightforward than you're probably thinking. So I noticed here that the first time it topped out, the B bands started to round out, and then they kind of just stayed flat, which meant that like this move upward was the idea was that as soon as I see a sign of weakness in the top of the move, it's likely going to be a local top because I'm going to see the B bands curve down, which means that the volatility is going to dry out. And if the volatility is drying out and you're at the top of the B bands, it's likely not going to continue upward. That's likely going to go back down. So, I opened my short like right here. I think it was like 0.87 or something like that. 0.87. Because I saw that there was a lot of effort versus result on these candles right in here, right? So that meant that a lot of volume was going in and not a lot of results. So the candle spread wasn't really getting any wider, but the volume was growing. And so I noticed that it was kind of struggling to push higher, push high. It was just a lot of things lining up. So I saw that the 5-minute B bands were rounding out. I saw the volume was increasing, but the price wasn't really doing a whole lot. And so I set my short with my stop loss outside the B bands. And yeah, it turned out to be the right move. And then if we look at the 15-minute candles, now we see that the B bands are, we see that the B bands are now rounded out here. So it's likely going to see a test of this midline, which also coincides with the previous top. So it's likely going to find support in this midline, maybe puncture through, but even the 30 minutes are rounding out. So we might see a sustained consolidation period out of XRP now. But yeah, that's basically it. B-bands are a godsend. You should really add them to your toolkit if you haven't already. Thoughts on starting your own crypto hedge fund? You specifically. You know, I'm considering it for sure. You know, I haven't really made any steps to doing that, but if I started a crypto hedge fund, it wouldn't be just myself. I would have a team. It would have to be a team that I trust a lot. So I'm not really making any moves toward that at the moment, but it's something that I'm considering in the long term, for sure. Schmidt, I asked previously about time frames, but wasn't clear enough. What do different time frames indicate? Why look at 15-minute candles and 5-minute candles, but no longer? I don't look at just 5 and 15-minute candles. I'm looking at 30-minute. I look at 60-minute. You know, you look at these higher time frames to judge the strength of a move, and you look at the lower time frames to judge your entry and exit of a position. You know, it's that simple. You know, if you want like details on how to actually implement this in your trade strategy, I recommend joining my trading community where you can learn all that stuff. But I'm not going to go into it on the stream. What is the second indicator between Bollinger Band width and the chart? It's %B. It tells you where the current price is as a percentage of the band width. Seems BCH is starting to break up. It does seem that way, which is good because I just bought a chunk of it. So good for me. I think I bought it at like, I think it was 7. What did I buy? Let me see. I bought it at 17.94. So right on that bounce, on that midline. So perfect. All right. Well, I think that's all I'm gonna stream for the day. I need to eat something. I'm starving. So, if you guys are interested in getting access to this material 24/7, check out the trading community at bitcoinschmitcoin.com and up your trading game there. You know, I can't stress this enough. It's not a pump and dump group. We're not going to just tell you when to enter and exit trades. We're going to teach you how to trade, teach you skill sets that will transfer over for life, right? So if you're interested in joining, you're more than welcome. It's at bitcoinschmitcoin.com. But for now, that's all I got for you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and don't stare at the charts too long. See ya.